So, how do you dispose of a body? We know that they're doing all this raping, killing, pillaging, and eating. Cannibal gate is a thing. I know it's hard for people to understand and accept this, but it happens. Jeffrey Dahmer times a bazillion, okay? That's where you need to go with this. How do you dispose of a body? I mean, look, I'm going to talk about this from a prosecutor's perspective, not personally, but from having worked in a prosecutor's office for so long. Killing is not an easy thing to do. Okay, you have to plan it. You have to dispose of a body. You have, usually there's a motive, but we're not going into the legal part of this. We're talking about the pure physical killing of a human being. So what do these people do once they've killed other, human beings? Whether it's for, one of their own that started to talk about stuff that they didn't want talking, so now they've got the red scarf treatment, or they were a sacrifice like the Vanderbilt. Well, we think that was a sacrifice. We don't know if it's actually Kathy Griffin or not. But in the meantime, not to get sidetracked, there's a number of reasons why the cabal and this criminal elite group of, vermin has been killing us. Whether it was for food supply, adrenochrome, just, to shut somebody up, or just, I don't know what kind of sick motives they have. And they might think it's fun, Linda, because that's, I've seen this in the normal human world, in the normal daily matrix world, in the law enforcement where, people kill each other. So, okay, so how do they get rid of the body? Well, this criminal elite, and this is going to be bad, often like to eat certain parts of the body. And we all have heard about the adrenochrome, drinking the blood. There was that movie with, I forget who was in it, but it was about drinking adrenochrome. If I remember it, I'll bring it up. Isabella Rossellini was in it.
Was it The Hunger? No.
No, it was something else. Somebody just showed it to me recently, but I'm getting sidetracked. So,
yeah.
the adrenochrome we know about. We know about the Cannibal Gate. The Bourdain.
Was it Blue Velvet?
No, it was something she said, or something. It was like a witch movie.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, that was a strange movie too. But they're eating us. They're eating our flesh. They're putting human meat into the food supply chain. They're doing all sorts of shit, Linda, that's vile, disgusting, and unfathomable to the normal human being, which makes it so hard to believe. The adrenochrome harvesting from the kids, put them in fear, kill them, get their blood and drink it because it gives you a crack high and makes you look young. I mean, there's all sorts of things they're doing. And, another thing they do is when they actually do have a dead body that they've created, whether it's, especially if it's a celebrity, another celebrity, or somebody of notable fame, or a child that they've raped and tortured and killed.
Or in Diana's case, a person of notability with child.
With child. This is actually, you can go back in history and read about these horrific crimes and wars and stuff like this. So this is stuff that happens and it's horrible. But they'll eat people live sometimes. I've had people that have told me they've witnessed this, and that worked in the industry and no longer work in the industry, and they've disappeared. I don't even speak to them. But I mean, it's pretty bad. If you've heard of people eating like monkey brains live in Asia, it's a thing. They do this with human beings. And they eat people dead. So they'll take somebody out and then they'll cut off the genitalia, and that's like the most prized part apparently. And they'll eat the genitalia, and they might send some of the bones somewhere. They might send the arm somewhere, the pineal gland they might dissect, just like you would do with a cow or an animal.
Yeah.
If you eat a chicken, whatever, the wings to the feet, whatever, they do this with human beings. Now, here's the kicker. A human body, when you cremate it, and cremation is a normal daily thing that it happens all over the world. I think it's about 4 or 5, depending on the human being. There's bigger and smaller people. 4 to 6 pounds of ash, or I forget what the weight is. And I might be wrong, so I might be wrong there. But they will take what they need to take of that human body, and they will take the rest of the ash. And they will use a process which I shared in an article on my blog called Blood Diamonds, but you could look up your own videos on YouTube, and I encourage you to do your own research always. And they will take that ash, and the ash is turned into a blood a diamond, or an emerald, or a ruby, or some kind of gem, and each one means something different. Now, I don't know exactly what all of them mean. I do know about the red ones, and I can share something if you'd like, Linda.
Yeah.
Whenever we're ready. If you have any questions for me, go ahead.
No, I'm just listening to you right now. I mean, I wrote down a couple of things, but yeah.
Let's take a look at this. The public will probably remember this. Let me do this right here. All right, here we go. And so here is a picture of this ring, which looks like a ruby, but it's a red ring. And look, I believe this is Soleimani. And we've got Mr. Podesta here, Mr. Child Predator Podesta, with the same ring. And you got a bunch of other people here wearing this ring, including Oprah. And they're kind of showing it off, as you can kind of tell in the pictures, because when a camera is pointed at you, like, if a camera's pointed at me and I go like this, obviously I'm trying to show off my hand. And the showing off part is important. So these red ones, I've heard, are the first child rape, kill, and sacrifice for that person. And they will take this and press it into, the ashes of the kid will be pressed into this type of red stone, is what I've heard.
And this is the same thing I've heard about the red shoes.
Oh, well, I wanted to talk about that too. So let's bring it up while we're still here. The Kate Spade bags that she had, some of them were made of human leather and human skin and children's skin. And the leather red shoe club is the same type of thing. It's the first kill, we should say. I don't like to use that word, but the first kill is what they call it. And they take that poor victim's skin and turn it into shoes, and they take some of the ashes and turn it into whatever it is that they demonically feel like doing, they do with it.